Hello everybody. How you doing? So we're gonna try something new today. It's gonna be the same iPad rig as previous art streams, but I'm gonna try firealpaca. And I have not used the software since like, how many years ago was it? I think it was like 2013, 2014, somewhere in there. And it was on Mac, and I'm on Windows, so we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So, Oreo. Is Oreo here? Oh, Oreo, hi. All right. Let me switch over. If I can find it. Here we go. All right, I have got a blank new document open, and I figured out this is probably the best pen for sketching. It is the pencil. I don't like how you can't see like what they look like. Krita had that down, but I'm not sure about Krita still, so we're gonna see if this works better. And I have heard it is Chaotic's birthday, or yesterday it was, or something like that, so I'm gonna pull up your reference and we're gonna draw Chaotic. Okay, let's do the one without the wings for now, and we'll see if we want to add those later. I'm just gonna paste that in. That is way too big. Whoa. Hang on. Hang on a second. Okay, how do I resize? New software problems again. All the stuff that comes with that. How do I resize? Okay, that's how I move things. Okay. And then resizing. Operation tool? No, that's not it. You know what? I will just keep it in a different window, and we'll do that. Keep it simple. Okay, I'll just bring that up on my second screen, I guess. And we need a good pose for this one. Let's see. What is a good pose? You know what? I could use something I've been meaning to try too that's on the iPad. You guys aren't going to be able to see this right away because I am not showing you my iPad screen, but if I still have it on here, there should be a pose software that I installed. If I can remember where I put it. Here we go, just sketch me. And I guess we'll try a pose. Can I pose this somehow? Okay. I need to get rid of the baby one I used for the chibis forever ago. Can I just like clear? I don't know how to do this. Okay, I'll just look up a pose. I'm overcomplicating this. How does the birthday bot work? I don't know. I have not tested it yet. So, yeah, I'll just look up a pose and we'll find a nice pose to put you in. Ooh. I feel like some of these could work. You guys can't see what I'm seeing right now because I've got it set to the app, but I'm just gonna look for a pose here real quick. I feel like something... This could work. Has everyone had water or something to eat today? I just had dinner and ice cream before the stream started. Trying to find a good pose. Because I feel like I've just been working off of your references. And that's great, but we can go a little bit further with this. Okay, I'm not gonna do a full body, I don't think. So maybe something... That's cute. Okay. I will put that up to the side while I draw. If I can. I have too many windows for 2 screens right now. Okay. That'll work. I need to set the canvas fit to window size again. Here we go. So I'm just gonna kind of hold this in and see what I can do for like the basic shapes. Actually, I'm not sure I like that pose anymore. Art! Am I right? You know what? I'm gonna try something different here. I feel like that could be cute. Okay, we'll do that one. And I will just... Maybe I'll just copy in the reference photo and then just have it off to the side. Yeah, off to the side works. I feel like that pose will be super cute. So we're just gonna kind of... Oh, I am on the wrong tool for this. I guess I'll kind of draw in a little bit of blocking. A little bit of the arm. And then I'm just gonna kind of quickly draw out the shape here. I ran out of room already. That's okay. I don't know how to resize things, so we're just gonna undo all of that. Let's see. Maybe I'll start with the head. So, line. Line. This head is too big. Hang on. I don't know how to proportion this properly, I guess. Okay, we'll make the head like that big maybe. And I'll just kind of do that. And we'll just block out some basic shapes here. The shoulder shapes. And this will kind of be the hand shape. And then new layer, because that's actually on the reference layer. How do I do this? There we go. And I can probably make this a little bit lighter. And we'll zoom in and add a little bit of detail. I don't think Garnet has met an angel, so she would just not have any reference. That's true. I haven't met... I mean, I guess fallen angels, but... does that really count? Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. Okay. We got this, guys. I'm just gonna keep like this guide in here, and we're just gonna go around. And we'll clean all of this up after. I guess you can't really see the ears anyway, so we'll do that. And I'm just gonna like kind of get the base started. I guess you can't see the neck much either. So this will kind of be like baggy stuff going on here. I don't like that. I guess we'll kind of trace out where the arm goes, just so I have a guide. And we'll do that. And then I'll look more at the reference here. And I'm just gonna zoom in a little. And we've got this as a starter. So that hand bit, I'm just gonna make another layer here, and we're just gonna kind of sketch in bits and see what does and does not work for this. So I guess we'll want the eye kind of here. And I don't know, like your reference doesn't show two eyes. It just kind of shows an eye and I guess that's an eye patch or something. I don't know. If you're in the chat and can like better explain that situation, that would be really helpful. And then I guess I'm just gonna kind of draw in a little bit of a bang situation over top of this. And we'll kind of take out the bits that we don't really need. And then the hair comes down like that. Let's see. Of all the animals that live on Earth, which one do you find the strangest? That's a good question. I haven't really thought about it. I also just realized this is way too close to the top of the canvas. I need to move all of this down and I need to figure out how to do that. How to move. Not like that. I need to select multiple layers if I'm doing that, probably. Yay! We figured it out. That should give me enough room for the hair. Okay. Deselect. Oh, I just realized I didn't put up the tablet. That's probably a good idea to have. So you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay. Just bring back up that reference. Okay. Garnet, if you tell a demon they're sweet as an angel, is it an insult or a compliment? I don't know, because that's not really a thing. If you drank holy water, would you go into anaphylactic shock? It's not really that serious. Like, I'm half demon, so... How can one draw digitally without a tablet? What silly magic is this? Right? I'm just that good at mouse drawing, I guess. I don't like how this zooms. I don't know. I guess we'll kind of patch that in. I'm just gonna maybe hide this layer if I can. Just so I can see what I'm doing a little better with the... Alright, so just hide the right eye with basically anything. Okay, so the right... So your left, my right. Okay. Okay. We'll figure that out. I'm just gonna kind of get this hair sorted out first. And we'll go from there. Yes. Oop, I don't want to do that. I guess we'll kind of... We'll do that with your hair for now. Garnet, during the VTuber panel, did you actually hear me say see you in hell? I heard somebody say it. I wasn't sure it was you originally. But I did hear it. I'm just gonna touch this up a little bit because I don't like how it looks. That's way better. We can kind of bring that in a little. And then the top of the hair can come around like this. And I'm gonna have to move this again for the horns. Ah! This is like a reversed scroll situation. I don't think that was as much of a problem on Mac because it's already reverse scroll, but... Okay, we're gonna move this down again. Just so we got room for those little details. Okay. And we'll just kind of pencil them in and I will touch it up. I don't like how that first one came out. Let me just... And then that one's got this ring around it. I don't like how that ring's looking right now. I'm just gonna add it later. And we'll just clean up these lines in here. And I will kind of flesh that out a little bit. And you kind of have this like scarf moment here. So we're just gonna put that in. And just kind of draw around it. And if I hide this one, that's where we're at right now. I feel like this needs to come a little bit higher. Could just be me. Yeah. Let's do that for now. And I'll give you a cute little nose for now. And we'll do some sketches over this too. Okay, time to bring back in this one, I think. And I'm just gonna reduce that for a minute and new layer. I want to get in here a little bit closer. Is there a way I can rotate this? Oh, not that. I don't want to do that. I want this color. How do I rotate the canvas? Do I remember how to do that? Nope. Shift maybe? Wait. Yeah, ha! We got it. We got it, chat. Do you like porcelain dolls or cloth ones? Have you ever owned one, or did a member of Royale 5 give you one? I have never actually had dolls, so I don't know. I'm just gonna, and then thumb, and then these. Janky looking hand. But let's see what that looks like without layer 3. And with a little bit of layer 4 in there. I think that looks okay. Maybe if I like, oh, wrong layer. Let me just bridge this a little bit better with the pencil. And this. I think that works. And then we'll have like really like a really baggy outfit to go with that. And I'm just gonna bring this back in. And then I can take the eraser and take out all the little bits that overlap there. So this is in front of the hair. There we go. I'm just gonna watch the thing. I will tell you is how I draw my persona is covering as much detail as possible. I don't really care if it's complex. The only thing about hiding is it's about hiding the difficult part. Okay. Yeah, we'll figure out what to do with the eyes. But we've got some stuff in here. I can take that out. I am going to sit there and grab this part and put it on this, and then delete it from that one. So we have this as like a base, and I can bring this back in if I need to reference the pose. Yeah. We'll figure it out. Maybe I can find like a reference to do what I'm thinking I want to do. I don't want to draw on that layer. I'm going to draw on this layer. And then these should be perfect. Okay. I will just kind of... We'll start this little bit. Little cuff from the shirt. I'm starting to get used to the reverse scroll. And then we can kind of add in the baggy. The baggy bit here. I'm just gonna kind of color it in that way, and we'll just add that bit down the side for the shoulder. So far, so good. I just need to go back to layer 4 and then take out a few things that overlap with that. And we can bring back a little bit of the hair this way. Just so we have that. So it's behind. I don't like how that elbow is looking. I feel like it's too short versus the... It's definitely too short. I'm gonna just erase some things, and we're gonna fix that before we go any further. Okay. Looking here, probably should... Let's see. Probably should come out to like here, at least. So I'll just put a line there. And we'll just... kind of go scribbly here with that and bring it in there instead. Oh, I want to go to the eraser. That's a little better. I don't like this angle. It's messy. We'll clean it up. We'll clean it up as we go. And then, I don't know. I feel like this could probably just be baggier. And we'll figure it out from there. I'm not good with baggy stuff. Okay. That's not bad. We'll just kind of... I feel like I need like a guide to show where that arm is, so I know how it's kind of hitting. So we're gonna have like a little arm guide here. And then there's the arm. Okay, so it can be baggier in here, I see. We're making it work. We're making it work, chat. And then the arms here, so it should probably fall off of the elbow. And then just kind of exist that way. Okay, that's a little better, I think. And then, yeah. We're heading somewhere with this. I'm just gonna bring these all the way down. And then probably we'll see. Actually no. I feel like that can be hidden behind the hair pretty well. Maybe a little bit. That works. Okay, I should get rid of this initial layer. Wherever it went. There we go. And I think I will merge layer 4 and 5 if I can. Merge selected layers. There we go. And then I can just take this bit out. And a bunch of this stuff can be taken out too. If I make my brush a bit bigger, I can do this a little bit easier. And we'll just clean this up a little. And just that looks pretty good. And then this. I feel like my hand's all wrong now. Yeah, it is all wrong. I need to edit some things in here. Okay. So from the wrist. And then this is a bit wider. I'm gonna redo these fingers. Okay, I'm just gonna do that. That's better, I think. Maybe. This finger can come up a little bit, I think. Hands are hard. So I think we're doing okay, considering. There we go. I'm just gonna round those out a little bit. And just... This still looks wrong, and I don't know what it is. I think we're getting there. Slowly, but surely getting there. I'm just gonna touch this up a little bit. Okay. It'll come together in the line art, I'm sure. That needs to be deeper. Okay. There we go. And then this finger's a little bit wrong too. I don't blame you guys for not drawing hands and stuff in your art. This is hard. Takes a while to get right. But we're gonna do it because I like doing it. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna round out this top finger a little bit and then I think we're good. So that's not exactly what I meant, but that works. That definitely works. Garnet, did Tara ever tell you that I gave her a hug? She didn't mention it, but that's so cute. I'm glad you got a hug. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of sketch over this to bring things out. And then, what are we gonna do with that other eye? That's what I need to figure out right now. Let's see. I'm thinking like an eye bandage. Yeah. Yeah, that should be easy enough. Just kind of... little bandage in there. Yeah. That should do it. That's pretty good. Let's maybe kind of block out the eye a little bit more. I think that works. We might be ready for line art after I add in the ring thingamabobber. Which I am feeling far more prepared for right now. I'm just gonna kind of block it in there and we'll go around it with the vector lines. Oh, nice. You're wearing your Ganbate hoodie? That's cool. Oh, I see one of your horns has kind of like some decay or something going on. I'm just gonna kind of like black that out a little bit. And just add a little bit of scuffy stuff happening there. Oh yeah, you have wings. That's the next bit too. So I think we're done with this, so I can move everything over. I think it's all in one layer now. Yes, it is. So we're just gonna move that to the center. to make some room for your wings. And then I guess you've also got, oh, I'm on the selection tool still. You've also got like the hair coming down this way too. So I will start the wings here and just kind of make them folded. And then this one will just kind of come around like this. That should do it. And then this can kind of come in like that. And we'll just clean this up a little bit over here. And maybe make this a little bit more fluffy looking, like the ends of your wings there. I feel like that works. Maybe not quite on the left-hand side. Maybe that's better. And I feel like that'll come together with the color and the line art pretty well. We're just gonna go in around there. Horn is not decaying, it's just accidentally broke a little and replaced with a little black goo. I mean, it still works. We'll just make sure that looks goopier. Round that out a little. That works. Do you have a speed paint of the amazing Garnet drawing print? I don't. Because that was done on the iPad. But if I do, if Tara and I do any more, we'll have to do a speed paint thing for that. Anyway, I think this is ready to line, so I'm just going to grab. Please tell me I can copy and paste between programs. Actually, I'm just gonna move that over slightly. And we're just gonna fill in the wing a little bit more on that one side, and then we'll line it. Let's see. That looks good. Framing. Doesn't Procreate save speed paints unless you have them disabled? It does, but like, it's gone through like various things where I'm just like, okay, I want to make a copy of this, and then try some things, and then, oh, that's not working, let me revert. So like there's a lot of things going on there where I have like 4 separate files for the same artwork. And also lining was done in Affinity, so it would not track that. Speaking of Affinity, let's do new from clipboard, and I will switch you guys over so you can see what I am doing. Are you going to work? Because I see it here. There we go. I just had to switch the capture method. Okay. There's this random box in there, but that's fine. We're just lining over this, so it's a little rough looking. Oh, that's a pixel layer. Can I do a new vector layer? There we go. Let's see. Let's start with maybe the horns. I should not have done that. Over here maybe. And then I want no fill. And then this should have like, I think we'll do that. Thickness for the base lines. And that should do it. And I'll just maybe connect these and do that. Okay, and then this is a broken horn, you said. So we're just gonna like maybe make it a little jagged there. And come around like that. Have you watched Zombie Stage? It's Alien Stage, but you decide to put zombies in it. I have not. I've barely touched Alien Stage since we did the watch through with Ace. Okay. I'm just gonna come in a bit and just make this a little bit more jagged. That looks pretty good. Okay, and I will have to take some of this out because of the ring, but that's all right. We'll figure that out as we go. Oop. I want to just copy paste that and then edit it so it comes around top here. I love vectors for this. Just makes things so much easier. We're just gonna expand that a little and bring that around. I'm just gonna zoom in so I can see what I'm doing and bring that up a little. I think that works. And now to place these. And then that one's gonna be the break point. Oh! Don't want to do that. That works. Just going to break that apart. I said break that apart. Not what I was trying to do. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then we'll add in some goopy stuff here. I can just go around there. And I will make that goopier looking. That looks pretty good. And then we'll make some little blobs here. I see the chat hearts. I didn't know that was a thing. We'll just make that sort of blobby. Maybe kind of do that with it. That looks good. I'm just gonna copy paste that and get it over here for the smaller bit of blob. And we'll edit that into place. Maybe take out some of these points. There we go. I see cheese in the chat. Alright. We'll do these little hair bits next. And then I'll adjust the contour of these lines because that's the best part. You can customize them and get them to look exactly how you want with the exact like pen strokes and stuff. Maybe I'll take that all the way down and then just remove a bit when we do the little section in between. Oh, gotta remember to hit escape first. Oh yeah, this part has like the bit out here. So I have to remember that. We'll do that first. Okay. Yeah, this has the little bit that comes out for the hair bits. So I'm just gonna kind of map that out. And then we don't need these. Cheese of truth. Okay, I'm just gonna make some extra points in here. And we'll kind of create a little jagged moments. And then curve it. That's not bad. Okay, and then this can be... I'm gonna do the hand first before we figure that out. I'm gonna do this in pieces. And then... I'm locked in, chat. We're creating artwork. I'll just connect that there. And then we can put that there and delete that point. Very nice. And then this part just comes around like that. Creating artwork while your chat is discussing milk and cheese. Y'all starting a dairy farm or something? Okay, I feel like This one just needs to be slightly bigger, and then this one slightly skinnier. And we'll straighten that out. Okay, I'm actually going to reduce the opacity a little bit there so we can see what's going on. And then that should work. And we'll put that there. And bring that out a little. And this out a little. The line art is where you can really do the fine tuning. I feel like I want this to be a little narrower. And then this should just kind of curve in. There we go. And then we'll just kind of trace over the thumb here. And I want this to just sit there. We'll bring that in a little. And we'll just make that a little pointier. That looks pretty good. And now if I find this is a little bit too I can just make it a little skinnier. Perfect. Now we can go around the sleeve. Make sure that doesn't poke out too much. I think we're doing pretty good. And then I don't want the pencil, I want this pen tool. I'm just gonna kind of go around roughly with how that looks. And we'll just make a rough curve here. And then add a few little variations. And then I feel like this would be a little bit looser. And maybe have a little bit there. Maybe not this drastic. There we go. And then we'll just kind of curl that around. And then curl that up a little. So it's just kind of baggy and existing. We'll also curl that in a little. And I'm just gonna connect that with a single line and maybe add a little bit of variation to it. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then I can go around the top here and connect that. That's pretty good. And then a line here. And we'll just get that connected. Oop. And there. And I think I'll do these little pieces of hair in here next. Just so we have a frame of reference there. And actually, because this goes off screen, I can actually just come around on the other side and do it that way. Oop. And then we'll make that sharper a little bit later. I'll connect this little hair piece. And we'll add in the other hair piece. I think I'll do the wings first just to get a little frame of reference for that. Let's see. We'll go up here. And get that little piece of hair in there. I think I'll just go all the way up and then we'll just do that thing where I just take out bits and that should do it. Yeah. And then I can probably expand this downward. And just do that. And then also do the thing where I just add a point there and a point there and a point there. Break. And we'll just kind of, I'm gonna start here and then add in this bit. And then I'll just draw in that bit like that. And draw in that bit like that. And we'll clean those up a little. Straighten that out a little. should do it. And then I'll just go around the sides here. Nose. And we'll do that. I want to smooth out these points a little. Not too much, but just kind of enough to make it work. And over here. That was terrible. Okay, that's better. There we go. Now time to wait for cancellation. I have no idea what the chat's talking about, to be honest. We're just gonna bring that up here. And I will just add in the hair bits. And we'll just align that with here. So far, so good. Come on. Do the thing. There we go. Oh, because it's almost Tora's birthday. That makes sense. That's kind of become his thing. So far, so good here. I'm just gonna kind of make this a little bit baggy. That works. Make sure it's not overlapping. There we go. And then the wings. We get to do the wings. I'm just gonna come around like this. And then because we can, we'll come in the other side. And we'll just make that sort of cloud-like. Puff these out. That's not too bad. Maybe I'll just... No, I liked it better. Sharp. I'm just gonna create a little variation there. I don't like that, actually. It was better just like a little bit puffier. That works. And then this little puffy part. I'm gonna extend that out and just do that. Not bad. I think it works. Maybe just have... I don't know, maybe this is not as deep. That works. Okay, and then in here, just a line. And then I need to make sure that the hair's still working. That looks good. All right, now for the eyes. It's not bad. Can add a little bit more to that too. Actually, we'll do that with a circle, I think. Or... yeah, I think I'll just do that. And just come in on the bottom, like that. And then the bandages. That works. Okay, is there anything I'm missing here? Other than just filling this in a little bit better. I'm just gonna fill that in like this, and then this also gets filled in like that. Oop, maybe not like that. If I break this one, I can do it. Or not. Okay. That works. And then maybe bring that down a little. Okay. Now for the contouring. I have a tool for that. That I had totally forgotten about, to be honest, until I found it on the iPad and I'm like, oh yeah, this exists. We'll do that. And kind of bring that in. Okay. That works. And then this needs to be contoured a little bit sharper. We'll bring it around like that. We'll make that maybe not quite as sharp there. No, not quite. All right. We'll just kind of contour these a little. Oh, I forgot this little line too. Let's bring that in and just do that. We'll adjust the contour here. Just to make it look like different pen strokes. I think we'll go bigger there and smaller on this side. I'm just gonna bring that to a point. Actually, no, I'm not gonna bring that to a point. We're going to hide it in here. I think that works fairly well. I'm gonna bring this to a point for the pointy horns. A little sharper. And then this can be maybe more like that. I'm just varying the lines a little bit. Okay, and then these spots will have a little bit pointier things going on. And these spots too. Just kind of fade into the sharp points. This one as well. Should taper. I think we're doing pretty well. I should taper this bit. I'm not gonna go too crazy on the tapers because this is pretty good already. Just maybe adjust these a little. Just for a little bit of variance. sure that these little corners are good. Maybe we'll have like in the middle here. So I can go a little bit sharper on these little points. Oh, I should add something up here. And then also sharper on the inside. And then I can adjust these. That looks pretty good. This should not be going through. That is an error. Let's fix the error. Okay. So far, so good. I did not curve this yet. I should. Let's hide the sketch and see what we're working with. I'm not crazy about what's going on in here right now. Let's see. Let's pull it to the tightest possible points, maybe. And then maybe have a little bit more pen pressure in the middle. And then a little bit more there with a little bit less there. Actually, no, I don't like that. Let's go sharp here and then less sharp on the outside. That's better. I think it's cute. I think it works. Let's see. I'm just gonna vary this one a little bit more. Maybe have a little bit more coming into there and a little bit less there. I think it works. I think we're good. Okay, I am just going to glue all of these together. All of them should be in the layer. I don't know why it's not in the layer. Stupid vectors. Okay. Where did the layer go? Oh, it's down here. And we'll... let's see. Expand stroke. Did I have all of them selected? I'm just gonna make sure I expanded the stroke. Good. And then we're just gonna add all of these together. And small little refinements, like I don't like this little white space in here. That works. And then this, I can just create little variations. To clean that up a little. That looks good. I'm just gonna sharpen this point too. There we go. Better. And I think this bit was supposed to be hair too. So I'm just gonna... Oop, not that. Just kind of do that. And we're just gonna bring that in a little. Oh, I didn't like how that did that. We'll bring that in there, and then that works. I think that should be enough refinements. Oh, I'm just gonna like vary this a little bit over here. Bring that in a bit, and that out. And then this, I can kind of... That's too thick. I don't like that. We'll just kind of bring it in a little. I think that's good. Just gonna check for any stray edges. Like this one in here. And here. This is a little bit round too. Oh, here's another one. Oh, not like that. We'll just bring that around like this. Oh, this one's overlapping too. We got this. Few overlaps aren't a big deal. We'll just straighten these out. I feel like this should be a little bit, like maybe make it a little skinnier. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, we'll get rid of this and then pull these in. Very nice. I don't see any other spots that need attention, I don't think. Oh, here's one. I think we're good. I think that's it. Maybe I'll just kind of offset that a bit. And some of the lines in here. Can be perfect. I mean, not perfect, because nothing's ever perfect. Maybe I'll make this a little bit skinnier, and we'll just do that. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna export that. Or wait, I know. If I make a copy of this layer and rasterize it, I should be able to just copy paste between these things. Okay, let's see if this works. No, I don't want to copy paste it there. I want to copy paste it into, yeah, let's go. All right. Then we just kind of line it up. Oh, I can flip. I didn't know I could flip. We just kind of line it up with a sketch. That looks pretty good. And then I can take out the sketch. And we should be able to color this. Alright, I will make another layer underneath. And view, fit to window size. Alright, I need your color layout again. I'm just gonna copy this onto a new layer to draw from. That way I can yoink the hair color. And we'll grab a nice... Ooh, what is a good coloring pen? I guess we'll put it 0 pressure. And then... what does the analog pen look like? Oh, I can't draw on that layer. Hang on. Okay, I want... layer 5 is my... so... I should be... color. There we go. That looks pretty good. We'll do base color with that. Okay, Project Sakai. I have not played that in a hot minute. Maybe I should do another stream at some point. Alright. I'm just gonna make a little outline here, and we'll see how this fills, because it's gonna have lines, but... yeah, it's gonna have lines. But it saves me time just filling in the lines. So we'll do that. Okay. Ah! Reverse scroll. I need to figure out how to reverse that. Zero pressure. Okay. This is not the most stable thing, but that's fine. We're not doing crazy work yet. I miss Procreate. Procreate does this so well. Here, I'll just fill in this bit. Yeah. And then this part is also hair. Because we wanted that continuity of what's going on behind. No. I'm not sure if this is the right pen for the job, but... Ooh, there's pen no pressure. What is that like? Oh, that's so much smoother. And then I don't need to have this, because this is just a no pressure pen. That's already an improvement over Krita. Because then I can go back to the pressure ones for when I need it. Okay. And then we just trace around these spots to fill in the crazy sections. Hell yeah. I like this. Fire Alpaca is already doing an amazing job versus Krita. Krita's got its benefits, but this is where it's at, I think. I'm just gonna trace around here. Ooh, got a little bit on the horn, but I don't think that matters. We'll color over it anyway. Fill that in. Oh, wait. Oh! I don't even have... It picks up on the line art. Because this is a whole different layer. I mean, look at that. Okay. I like that. I really like that. I don't remember Fire Alpaca doing that, but I will take it. I guess we'll try that again. Okay. Is it picking up on the sketch too? It might be. Okay. I think it is. Because this is not as effective. Okay, never mind. Back to the pen. Yeah, that works. We'll just color this in manually. Don't miss that spot. And I'll need to make my brush size a little bit smaller for that section, but that's fine. We'll just kind of fill this in. All right. Chat's talking about best characters. I'm assuming Project Sakai. I haven't played in the longest time. We'll just color it in manually. Okay, so as far as coloring goes, Procreate is still winning for me, but this isn't bad. I have definitely seen worse. Wait, can I do the... Oh, hell yeah. Shift works on this one. Another huge improvement. Okay, let's see if that'll take. Nice. It has been literal years since I've used the software, so I am happy it is working. So there's just that little bit of hair there, and in here. I need to see this as a whole. I'm just gonna fill that in too. Might as well. Yeah. That's most of the hair. We just have this bit to go. I'm just gonna make my brush small so we can get in here. And I guess I can take an eraser to bits too if I have to, which I probably will considering the overflow on this. And that's picking up on the sketch again, come on. It's something. Okay. It's picking up on other layers and I don't know why. Oh, I don't want to go to the eraser brush, maybe. Maybe here. This works. Nice. Okay. Let's go back to this thing. And we'll grab this eye color as a base. I'm on the eraser still. And I can blend that with other colors. There we go. And I think I'm just gonna grab that for the gradients. I want a soft brush if I'm gonna do that. Airbrush light, let's try, and let's make her tiny. Oh yeah, there we go. And then the last color, just at the very bottom. Very nice. And then I'll grab that for the little pupil area. And we'll just kind of brush it in. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this nice little color here. And we're just gonna take some other brush. Not sure which yet. Ooh, maybe the fountain pen. Not the fountain pen. Okay. Marker? I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Let's go back to the airbrush. I think that's working the best. And we'll just make it small. And we'll do that. That's cool. I like that. Let's grab your horn color and we'll go back to that pen. And we'll just finish off the base color here before I do anything crazy again. I just wanted to finish the eye. And we might still add like a highlight to it as well. And some texture. We'll see. Okay. We might actually finish something in one stream. I have been streaming for 2 hours and we're already this far in. That is a huge improvement over past streams. Because it took me way too long to figure things out. And then the top here. And we'll do this. And I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that look like slime for that goopy effect. Or I guess I could kind of make it, I could add that chromatic aberration effect that you use for the glitchiness. That could work too, just make it glitchy slime. We'll do it like a semi-black for now. Maybe like here? Yeah. Dark gray / almost black. That way we have some room to kind of give it lowlights and stuff for shadows. Okay. Yeah, we're already on the base color. It's crazy. And here's where we're at so far, which is really nice looking. I am just gonna grab that color here for the ring. And we could do colored line art. I just need to figure out how to clipping mask in this. And I feel like that's best done last because I can see where the line art is right now. And then you can find colors that blend pretty well. And yeah. Ooh, I feel like there's some missing spots on this horn. Yeah, there we go. I don't want any missing spots. Where's the other horn? This corner, a little bit of here. Okay. I feel like we should get a skin tone in there. This is a really pale color. We might have to like blush it up a little bit. I'm gonna need to check this on a dark background just so I can see if there's any holes. Yeah, I feel like being able to see your black line art just makes it easier to color things in, and then you can just tweak anything if you have to when the line art color is in. I just realized I have no idea if I have any texture brushes in this program or not. We'll see. Oh, I should probably make that white. We'll do that after. I'm just gonna get a base down, and we'll go from there. I'm just gonna bridge that, and we'll see if that'll color in. That was pretty smooth. A few spots, but let me just make a layer underneath this, and we'll just make this gray. Can I just select all gray? It's picking up on that sketch, and I don't like that. Can I just... I want to fill reference active layer. There we go. That's better. And then I can go in with this color on the color layer and just make sure we don't have any spots. And then I can just hide that gray layer as needed. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to fill that in. And we'll just make sure there's no spots in here. There's some spots in the hair I can see, but we'll fix those later. I'm not gonna worry about that for now. Is it that pale? It's pretty pale. We can adjust it with the shading, I think, but yeah. I'm just gonna do sections here. Yeah, because I'm sampling directly from your reference for colors, and it's this pale. So it might have just been the style it was in, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I feel like if we just add some dimension to it, it'll be fine. And we can start with this as the base. Those are more fingers. Let me just... color that in. All right. Looking good so far. I need to get like more variations for music, because listening to this for a couple of hours is kind of Eventually we'll have some stuff. Figure it out. We'll start with this and figure it out as we go. And then all of that is bandage. So I think I'm gonna do like, I can probably steal this color and just use that for here. At least it's not the Pico Park soundtrack. True! That gets so stuck in your head in an annoying way. I do not miss that. There we go. I'm just gonna fill that in. And then we'll just quickly go around these edges. The streams with that music were making me insane. Understandably so. Okay. Once we get the base color in, this is gonna look more put together. I'm sure of it. We just need to get all those colors in. And then some shadows and we're good. Oh, up here. Because this is already looking pretty fire. I'll leave the background for now, just so I can see what I'm doing. And we'll pull this purple color for the little scarf thingy. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I'm just gonna go around the edges for this one. Zoom in a little bit more for a little bit more control with this pen. You know what? I forgot. The other day I found my art glove. I should be using that so I don't accidentally mess with things on the screen. Where did I put it? It's up here somewhere. Nope, that's not it. Okay, I guess we won't use that today. Because I don't know where I put it. I found it before Ganbatte and then I lost it again, I guess. It's okay. I haven't moved the window yet or done anything crazy, so I think we'll be fine. And the palm rejection in Moonlight seems to be doing pretty well, so I'm not too concerned. Because my hand is like right over chat right now, and you guys aren't seeing like any random things happening, so I'll call that a win. Okay, we'll just grab this pink color for the rest. I should just be able to fill this, but I'm gonna be on the safe side, and we're just gonna do a little outline bit here. I love this for base color because I can just go all the way around and then figure it out. Boom. Now I just have to touch in these little bits. Which if I was in Procreate, I wouldn't have to, but that's because Procreate is apparently special. So... I'm gonna have to find out if there's a way to recreate that in normal software. Because it's clearly smart enough to figure it out. It figured out where my line art and stuff was on other layers. Go. All right, good night, Amanda. I think we can probably go until we finish this. It seems pretty doable with the progress we've made. I blocked out like I want to say 4 hours for this, but we may not even need it. Besides, I'm getting a little bit tired and getting a little bit of a headache, which does not help. So... yeah, it's already been 2 hours and we're like this far into this, which is insane considering it took 4 hours just for me to finish Bean's line art and stuff. That said, Bean did have like more complex wings and some finer details. Your OC is a little simpler. But also we aren't fighting with Krita, which helps. Because my memory of how to do things just comes back sporadically in this program. Like, I know how to do the shift-click thing. only part that's really throwing me is the reverse scroll, and that's because I used to use this on Mac, which already has reverse scrolling for the trackpads, so... that's a thing. Yeah, I love Fire Alpaca. It's great. Okay. I realized we didn't add in a line here for the rest of the hair. I can probably do that on the line art layer pretty easily if I can find a calligraphy pen. It's not a huge thing, so we'll figure it out. Worst case, I'll just add that line and copy it in from Affinity, but... okay. Yay! That works. We'll figure that out when we put the finishing touches on everything. Showing me the pixel grid, which is insane. I never see this in other software, except maybe Affinity. Affinity, I see it. But Affinity also pixelates the hell out of everything, unless you're in Designer. So... that works. Going to fill that in a little. And you can kind of see the preview in the corner already coming together. Yeah, I feel like a little bit of blush on there will help with the skin tone and a few little shadows with the bandage and stuff. That should be enough to make it less pale looking, but without making it too dark. Okay. So it's just this little wrist piece, which I'm not sure is in here. Oh wait, right there. I can grab it from right there. And then it's just the wings, and I think we're good. And then whatever shading okay, let me just go back through the hair and find those little pieces. Yeah, here's one of them. I think we're good here. And I'm just gonna make my brush a little smaller and go around you. Smaller again. Just a refining. That works. Any missed spots up here? I don't see anything major. Okay. I'm gonna go into the line art layer and we're gonna look for like a guess fountain pen might work. And we'll go straight up black. And I'll just draw in maybe a little bit bigger. Okay, I don't like that. There we go. That works. And grab this and then go back to the pen. And we'll just block that in. That works. And then the wing color. Okay, we'll do the inside color for this bit. And if I do this properly, I should just be able to fill it and connect it with that one. Yeah! And then patch in these spots. Yay, more coffee. I don't drink coffee. But I am happy for you. Alright, we're on to the wings. I think this part was the same color too. Okay. I want to see if that's enough to fill. It is! Nice. No holes in this artwork today. All right. We'll grab this color. And I'll just do that. With any luck, this will be the same situation. I get to the bottom and I can just fill it. Yeah! No turning the canvas like an entire shade of whatever. This is not... That's not the vibe today. It's not happening. We have less art scuff going on in this program, and I love it. I think this is the one, guys. This is the program. Okay, and then this one. We'll just... That should be enough. I'm thinking it will be. Yeah! See, I know this program. I may not have used it in like the last decade or two, but I know this program. Okay. I think that's our base color. So I can get rid of this now. And then we'll we'll just make a new layer for the shadows. And let's see. Is there anything I can use in here? No, there's not much shading. I can probably add some of the blue and the pink here and just airbrush it in over top. Let's do that. So which side is the blue on? It's on the side. So we'll just kind of because I feel like that's a big part of your OC here. Is the blue and the pink. I'm just gonna make that a little bit bigger and we're just gonna blend it in. And then I'm also gonna do a little bit of a backwards technique here as well, and we're gonna do eraser soft and just kind of blur that. And then I'll just touch that in a little bit. And we'll just keep it sharp. I feel like that works. And then the other side, we'll just do the same thing. I'll be a little bit messy with this, and we'll fix it with the eraser. Oh, not that eraser. Oh, not like that. I feel like I can go back in for that bit. Divide those and then I'll just brush it back in. That works. And we'll just blend that in. I kind of want to do a little bit more with this. Just kind of branch off a little bit. There we go. I don't want that. There we go. that's cute. I'm just gonna go in zero pressure mode and just kind of patch in some spots. There we go. I think that looks good. And we'll add a little bit of shadow here too. I think I can... Nah, there's not a lot of shadow to work with there. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the white in the eyes. Let's do that. Let's... Let's do that. And I'll just come around and shape that a little bit. There we go. I think I'll add another shadows layer on top of that. And we'll go take this, but make it a little bit darker. And we'll add in just a little bit here. Not bad. The airbrush is a little bit soft for this overall, but I think it works. That looks pretty good. And we'll just add in a little bit of shadow on the eye. And then we're just gonna make that slightly darker and slightly pinker. And just kind of go around. I feel like I might want to blend this a little bit more if I can find something to do that. And that might be a little bit dark actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe we'll just... Not quite. Maybe a little bit more towards the orange and a little bit down. I think that works. It's giving more contour, though. I feel like we need a little bit more blushy tone. Yes, there we go. And then I'll just slightly touch in a little bit of shadow here. And then a little bit of a bandage shadow. A little bit on the nose. Underneath the eye. Okay. Not bad. Let's do some magic with that hair. I'm just gonna lean it a little bit more pink. And go a little bit down. Maybe a little darker for a dimension. There we go. That works. Okay. And then this is pretty much all shadowed in. Here and there. Add a little bit of a shadow on the side. I'm just gonna touch that up a little. And hello, welcome to the chat. I don't think I have seen your face here yet. So, welcome to my art stream. I'm just gonna add a few more shadows in here, I think, and that should do it. For the hair, we'll go a little bit darker with this, and I'll just add a little bit of shadowing in here. And then probably a little bit on the bottom. Oh yeah, that's right. You came to the table while I was doing my meet and greet. I met all kinds of new people at that. All right. Just gonna shade in a little bit of I think this works. We're getting there. We're getting there. True, Royale 5 had a limited run, but there weren't any stickers of us, of the band. So those are the only stickers in existence. The ones that were at Gambate. I am just going to grab this again, and we'll just add a little bit of shadow in here. No, I don't like that. I think we're fine for shadows. Maybe a little bit darker on this. I don't like that at all. Maybe where the sleeve is will work. Yeah, where the sleeve is. I feel like I need a blending brush of some kind, and I don't have one. That said, I haven't looked for one, so let's see what I can find. The heck is Big Katsu? I need to know. That's Big Katsu. We're not doing that. Okay, I do have some textures. We'll figure that out later. Smudge! Here we go. Not so much. Let's try blur. Yeah, there we go. And then I need my airbrush again. And we'll go in here. And then maybe like this color by default. Nope, I don't need any shadows there. No, I think the wings are fine. We'll just do highlights for those. I'm just gonna lean this toward purple and then make it a little bit darker. That works. So I'm just gonna trace underneath this. And we'll do that. And where is that blur brush again? I'm gonna make this smaller and we're just gonna blend in these little edges. Oh, I've got a few skin tone bits sticking through there. I'll fix that in a little bit. But I think we're good. Horns need a little darker color, maybe. Here we go. So I'll just kind of go around there. That's all right. And we'll find that blur brush again. And just blend that in a little better. I am liking this program a lot more than other things. Alright, highlights layer. Let's add in some straight up white, maybe. I'll pull it down a little. I need to not be on the smudge brush. Fluffy watercolor. What does that do? Ooh, that's not bad. It just needs to be smaller. And then not as gray. That's not bad. I think I still like the airbrush. Yeah, the airbrush is still where it's at. And we'll do like a little I don't like that as much. feel like I can do something better with that. So we'll just do like basic highlights for now. We'll do like a little nose highlights. A little light in the eye. And I think I'll add in a little bit of a highlight. No, let's see. Maybe if I just... Nope, that's not it. I don't know how to do this. I think I can just add in bits for the hair. I feel like we need some light on here. There we go. And then if I grab this, just go a little bit darker. Nice. Oh yeah, it's a nose, but it's cute. Yeah. Okay, I think I need to find another brush for the rest of the lighting. Realistic brush. There's flame brushes. That's cool. That doesn't help right now, but that's cool. Ooh, maybe the fountain pen will work. We'll just set it back to white. And I'll just see what I can do with that. Because that auto-stabilizes. And I can just add in some spots here. That's not bad. Okay, let's try that for this little bit. Okay, that needs a layer of its own, I think, to adjust. And then I can mess with that. Nope, I still don't like it. Texture marker. Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Sketch watercolor. Ooh, maybe one of the watercolor brushes will work. One way to find out. Ooh. That's not bad, but I still don't like it. Fluffy sponge. Ooh, the sponge is nice. Let's just kind of... I miss my calligraphy brushes. I miss my calligraphy brushes so much. Let's try that and then just reducing the opacity. That's not bad. I still don't like it. Cross hatching? No. I need something for light. Prism. Ooh. That's pretty. That's pretty too. This isn't helping, but... Nope. Fluffy sponge. Messy texture. Grunge. Scratchy brush. Bleeding. Smoke. Faint acrylic paint. Wet brush. I wonder if I can use this. Nope. It needs to be bigger if I'm doing that. No, I feel like I need oil pen maybe. Oh, that might be the one right here. Yeah, I like that. Let me just refine that a little bit. And we'll just drop that in opacity. But actually, no, maybe I'll blend it in. I feel like with the right blending brush, I can do that. So let's do the blur brush, and we'll just kind of go over it a few times. Maybe a smudge brush. Too much smudge, too much smudge. Mix. Ooh, that'll do it. No, I kind of like it better like this. And if I'm gonna do anything, maybe if I go underneath and do the airbrush, I can just add a glow to it. And then back that off a little bit. That's not too bad. And then back to that oil pen. And we'll just add in some highlights here and there. That's too much. There we go. I think that works. I will grab a little bit of light up here. I think that works. And then on the wing, let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. I can probably grab gray color. Maybe I can mess with the blend mode, because I feel like luminosity will do it. Yes. And then we'll just white is white, and then slightly not white. Oh. We'll just add in a little bit there. This is looking pretty good. I feel like we need some texture layers, and then that should be enough. And then I just want to add in maybe just... I feel like that helps. Just a little bit. Okay. Oh yeah, we were gonna do some sludgy stuff with this. Let me just... add in a little bit of lighting on the sludge. And maybe a little bit of shadow too. I feel like we need a little bit more for that. Nope, that's not working. Okay, we'll just leave it that way. Okay, time for textures. Let's see, what do we got? What is this? Oh my god. It's the Fire Alpaca logo. Okay, we got a brick brush, leaves, roses, cyber stamp. Ooh, those are kind of cool. Don't need them for this. Lace. I'm just seeing what we got here so far. Ooh. Nope. Stippling. I feel like the cross hatching might be useful in some spots if used sparingly. So let's try screen and we'll lighten it up a little bit. I feel like... oh yeah, we could probably do something with that. What else do we have? Symmetry. Symmetry rotates. Okay, so those are just symmetry. I feel like the cross hatching will work in some spots. Like, I'm not sure about there. I feel like that's coming out white, and I don't want it to be white. Maybe soft light? That's better. I don't know if that cross hatch is where I want, or what I want for this. Maybe we could use some of like the grunge textures and stuff, but not the grunge texture, but something similar. There's a rust roller, fluffy sponge, that could work. I feel like if I just kind of go over bits, if it's big enough. Yeah, I feel like that works. And we'll just touch it up. I'll just touch it up manually. Let's see. I'll just go around here with the soft eraser. And I feel like I'll do something for the wings too. The wings need some kind of texture. I'm certain of it. The hair does not need this texture. I want it specifically for the clothing. So we're just gonna remove it from any spot that's not the clothing. If I had separated these layers better, I could have done a thing where I just clipping masked it, but whatever. We're here now. feel like I can use the same texture here. Just maybe not as much. So if I do soft light again, and then do this, and then pull it back to make it a little bit more subtle. And then we'll just go around. That looks pretty good. And then the bandage. The bandage needs some kind of texture. Probably the grunge overlay. No, grunge. That's not giving me much of a grungy look. So I guess we'll just do that, and then I will adjust the blending for the bandage to kind of make it work. There we go. Okay, now that that's nowhere it's not supposed to be, let's try... Hard light doesn't really work. Nope. I can kind of just give it a slight texture there. And what else do we have? What does the smoke brush look like? Nope. Flame. Ooh. Flame mixed color. I don't know. Oil painting. Crayon. Watercolor flat brush. I wonder, can I just overlay? Nope, that makes it darker. Soft lights. No, it doesn't really give me much of a texture. Realistic. That gives me a texture, but I'm not sure. Grunge, messy texture. Ooh, that could work for the hair. I don't think it needs it, actually. The fluffy sponge kind of works, but I feel like it's a little bit too much. What do we got here? Ooh. Actually, can we make that smaller and just... I feel like that works. There we go. And, what does hand-drawn glitter look like? Ooh, that's pretty. Edge pen. Oh, edge pen's cool. I might use that at some points. Twinkling stars. Ooh, what if I made this smaller and just... Maybe not that small. That's cute. Maybe a little bit bigger. And we'll just kind of... Yeah. I think that's it right there. Little stars in the eyes. I need something for the hair, and I don't know what to use for the hair. Fluffy watercolor. feel like that would work if it was like more stretched out. I feel like this needs to be like here. Or like somewhere in the middle. And that's not really giving me a lot of texture payoff. Sketch watercolor. Ooh, that's actually not bad. I think I'm gonna leave that. And then bumpy art pen, wet acrylic brush. That could work. Not getting a lot of texture. I don't know. We can try grunge. I feel like that works on the hair. We just have to go around and... I should set up a clipping mask for this, but whatever. This is easy enough to erase out. We'll just take it off the horn and the ring. It just adds a little bit of variation. I feel like I need a noise texture for this too. Noise textures have been really good lately for what I've been doing. We'll just take that out. And then this side, just kind of get it in there. I think that works. Just for a little subtle variation. And then I need something for her wings, and I think we're good. Maybe a little bit of grunge, just over the... Yeah, just to add a little bit of variation. That works. That works very well. And... what do we want to use for the wings is the question. Fluffy sponge could work in the right color. Oh, yeah. I can see that working. We just need the right... Oh. We just need the right layer. The right type of layer. Oh, where's overlay? Overlay will do it. Okay. So we'll set it... I think I'll do the texture first. And we'll just kind of mask around it. And then we'll set it to overlay, and then that will be good. You gotta trust the process. I'm just leaving the blend layer off, or the blend mode off, so I can see what I'm doing, and then we'll put it on for the finishing touches. And then I'll probably clean up around this a little bit. More just to get the look I want. And if I can find a noise layer on Terra's motion array account, I can probably use that, because there's a noise brush in Procreate, but I don't see anything for noise here, unfortunately. And noise just adds those extra tiny variations. We did it on all the prints for Ganbatte. So there's just that tiny, tiny bit of blended noise. So if you were to look really, really close on the original digital files, you'd see like subtle pixel variations that are like the same color but very, very close. And it just helps blend everything together. For that little extra professional look, if that makes sense. Okay. We'll have to clipping mask it too. Probably I'll put everything in a group and then we can try and clip it to the group. I don't know how to do that in the software, so learning, yay. Learning times are good. You never stop learning, I don't think. Like, it's a lifelong process. Like, you know things, but you can always be better. If that makes sense. We're already at the texture part and it's barely been 3 hours. This is insane. Okay, that should be good enough. And we'll just set it to overlay. It's subtle, but it's there. Actually, let's see. Hard light works a little bit better. What if we do hard light with a little bit of opacity? I think that works very well. Okay, I just need to go back into the grunge layer and make this a little smaller and just pull out these little bits. What I might do is take the base color and the line art and just make a mask for it somewhere. Ooh, speaking of base color, we got a little bit of bleed. Oh, that might be in the shadows layers. Yes, it is. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll take this and... I guess... if I take all of this and I group it into a folder, can I clip it? Let's see. I know how to do it in Affinity, so we might switch to Affinity Photo for this bit. We'll see. Oh, that went horribly wrong. So, yeah, we'll switch to Affinity for that. I can save this as a PSD and bring it in. Yeah. Oh yeah, colored line art. We'll have to do that too. Yeah, I think I will save this. And we'll bring it into Affinity just to figure that out. And save as PSD. Okay, I will switch you guys over to the capture for that. We'll open up Affinity Photo. I don't use Affinity Photo that often just because it can blur things, but just give me a moment here. And we'll set... I use it for thumbnails, that's about it. Alright. This should work, and then I can open, and we will find my folder. Chaotic PSD. And here's our layers. Okay. What I can do is we'll just, this is the line art. I don't know what these are, so I'm just gonna disable them. I need to label my things better, but we're going to group, and then we're going to mask to below. And that should have taken out any stray bits. Nice. And while we're at it, I'm just gonna find that noise texture. Motion array. Please still be signed in. Okay, good. And then we want... I'm not sure if it would be under photos or graphics. Probably graphics. Why is it not finding anything? That's weird. Oh, noise. Here we go. I just want standard noise. Is there... Wait, I can generate it in Affinity. I forgot. Let's see. If I group all of these together, we probably don't need any of these anymore. So group these together, and I'm just gonna ref, and we'll group that for the sake of it. And this is the main artwork. I should be able to find, let's see, add noise. Here we go. So we're just gonna give it a little bit of intensity. Do we want uniform? No, I think Gaussian's good. Monochromatic. That's probably a little bit too much. So we're backing it off just a slight bit. And look at that. It just melds everything together. Well, I have to go internet not collaborating. Yeah, you got that crispness. One more thing I think I'm gonna do is we're just gonna go over the lines, I think, and I'm just gonna find a nice color to do that with. And that's not what I meant to do. And we'll just do the paintbrush tool, make it a little bit bigger. And why is that low opacity? I don't know. Okay, maybe we'll take the lines out of the main artwork thing for now, and we'll just go over them. I don't know why it's doing that. Ugh. It shouldn't be doing that. You know what? We'll just do that. I I don't know how to do this. Hang on. Let's go back to firealpaca. And I'm just gonna make a thing to go over the line art. I think this is the lines. Yes, this is the lines. Okay. We'll just kind of go over them with a little bit darker color. Not with the eraser. Okay. I need the pen. This is a trust the process thing, because we'll be clipping this, don't worry. I'm just gonna go around like this. And we're gonna color the line art. The question is, can I clip that somehow? Clipping. Here we go. That's perfect. Okay. We'll do that and then we'll bring it back into Affinity. And yeah. I think we're doing pretty good here. Yeah, I'm seeing that message twice too. Glad to know it's not just me. And I might do something crazy with the line art at the bottom there, we'll see. We'll just go in like that. A little bit of overlap is not gonna hurt. We'll fix it on the next layer. But I think this is really cute. It just lightens everything up. Garnet will be the next art schedule. I think we'll do that after we finish up your piece here. And figure that out. Because there's probably still some time, yeah. I've still got a half hour left of the 4 hours that I set for this. Yeah, here we go. Trust the process. This is gonna look great. Yeah, this is crazy because I think this is the first one that I've finished in a single stream so far. Poor Venus. I hope he gets his internet figured out soon. Internet issues suck. I am lucky enough that internet issues are not one of the things I dealt with at Ganbate. Internet was actually quite stable. It worked for everything that I was patching into. Tracking over Wi-Fi, not so much. I did have to go wired for the first time, but it worked out. And I swear my persona is not simple. Yeah, I don't think you're the simplest one we've done so far. A little less complicated than what I did with beans, but still. I think we'll do like a gray for the lines here. see. And then we need like a color that complements the skin tone, I think, for the rest of that. Let's do this first though, and we'll just lean it purple and go a little bit darker. Yeah. Actually, I could probably even pull it from here. Actually, no, everything's kind of purple there. So we'll go like a little bit lighter than that. But I think that works. It's almost the same color as the hair, but a little bit more blue toned. Yeah, that works. Colored line art for the win. And then we'll just go back in and patch anything that needs some quick adjustments. And we should be good. All right. Oh, that headache is starting to come back, but I'm almost done with this, so we'll finish it. Yeah. Yeah, because there's a few little white spots in there that I didn't notice before. And I should just be able to go in with that, and then that. Oh yeah, that looks good. We'll just go a little darker for this. That's very nice. We still got some nice pastel colors to go with your vibe. But it's just a little darker than the thing that it's lining. I might change for that, we'll see. Maybe go a little bit darker again for the wrist. This is how you do colored line art the right way. You do the line art first, and then you make these decisions later when you have the colors to work with. And then we'll just kind of splice that in. There we go. And then here. And then this arm. Very quick and easy. I might just make the eyeliner bit like the same as whatever I use for the skin tone. And we'll just make that slightly darker. I will correct the spillage, don't worry. We got this. This is looking good. Okay. And then I think we'll just go like a little bit darker and then lean it this way. Yeah. That looks good. Maybe I'll leave the eye liner and then just do the underside here. And I feel like I should do the eye with the eye colors. Like like this color. I feel like that works. Just to kind of bring that pink color back in. Yeah, that's the one right there. And we'll go back to this. And then I'll just patch in the base color, I think. I can probably do that in Affinity. It's not too hard. Okay, we'll go around there. I'll just patch in any bit that needs it, because it's easier to go around than stick to the lines here. Yeah, we'll just be a little bit messy with this and patch it. There we go. And then that's fine, and that's fine. I feel like I'm gonna need to go around this. I can go in with a little bit of an eraser there. That's not a big deal. We're just gonna touch in these spots. There we go. And here and there. And then that eraser, we'll use the regular one, and I'm just gonna make it smaller. I feel like that works. We'll just kind of go over it. There we go. That's cute. All right. A little darker for this bit. I feel like sticking with the black there works. For the sludgy stuff. We're just gonna go in there. This is coming out super cute. All right. We'll just go over these spots again. And then this one, I feel like we should have like a bit of a gold. I will go over that, don't worry. And that's not really working. I feel like that's too... Yeah, the desaturated works better. I feel like that might be too desaturated though. Here we go. That's the color right there. Yep, that's the one. Just go in there and there. And then we'll have to kind of patch up these edges a tiny bit. Oh yeah, broken halo. Maybe we can try that in the future. I feel like we're a little bit too close to the finish line on this one to start making creative decisions like that. But I feel like there's a way to do it. Just not this far into the process. There we go. And patch that in. And then patch this in. We're looking good. Alright, we just need something that's kind of gray toned. I feel like I want to lean it towards the pink a little bit. There we go. We're almost done with the lines. Just gonna touch those in. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna blend these two. And blend those two. And then blend these. I feel like the colored line art is like bringing this to the next level. And then when we add the noise texture back in, it'll be like insane. All right. I think we've got everything. Yeah, because I left the eyeliner. Although we could try something with this. If I add in another clipping mask. If I go to a little bit dark brown, it just kind of lightens it. Nah, I think the black's better. Maybe like a gray. Yeah, just to kind of soften it a little. I think that works. And because it's on its own layer, I can adjust how much of it comes through. Yeah, there we go. Have you tried half brown, half black? Ooh, I haven't actually. Let's put in the brown. And then kind of just adjust it in between. Maybe a little bit more. I think that works. That definitely works. Okay, I'm just gonna make a copy of the line art and we're gonna merge selected layers and I'm gonna copy this over to Affinity. And I'll just line that up and we'll put it in the add noise thing with the rest of the group. You guys can't see what I'm doing. This is with the noise, And I think I'm just gonna patch the base color here a little bit, which means stripping it down, taking out the noise for a second, and then I'm just gonna kind of patch that in. Why is that not working properly? Do I have some kind of weird thing going on here? That should be working, and it's not. Okay. There we go. That's better. Okay, I'm just gonna patch these holes here. Because we don't want holes. We want a nice, even color. Nice, even base. Okay, and then grab that. And we're just gonna go in there. Patch all of these little holes. And there's not that many, which is good. We'll patch that in. And patch this. And that. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of holes, which is great. I want to select that color before I paint it in. This is just gonna refine it a little bit more, and I just realized this needs patching too. I'm gonna need a smaller brush for that. Oh, that's on the line art one, which is here. Okay, yeah. Sometimes Affinity doesn't update right away. Let's see. I'm just gonna patch that in like this. And then we'll make a copy. And mask to below. And merge selected. It's not perfect, but it'll work. Yeah. I'm just gonna go over that one more time. And mask to below. Merge selected. There we go. And then I want to patch in the color here and there. I'm just gonna hide the line art for a second just to see how bad this is. Okay, it's not terrible. It's just a couple of spots. Nothing major. A few spots here. I think we're okay. Looks good. And then add the noise back in. And that should work. I'm just gonna make sure we don't have any... Oh wait, I do have a background to test it on. Okay, no stray spots. Everything is looking pretty good. I think that's finished. I'm just gonna save that. And with that, I think we are done with that for the stream. I'm just going to figure out where I put my Discord. And we'll choose fan art for the next schedule real quick. Fan art. I will just grab the window. And what do we got here? Ooh, these are pretty. We used this one last time. I think we're gonna go with this one because there's not a lot that's new. There's this. That could be cute. But we used Knight's art last time. So I think we'll do this one for the schedule. This shot specifically, because there's the one with Ace, but this one's like highlighted on me. So I think we'll do that one for the schedule, and I will export this to post after the stream. Wait. Have I already used that one? I don't think I have. If I haven't used the new one, yeah, we'll go with that one. The one I just said. I'm just gonna look real quick to see what I've actually used for schedules. Okay, week 1 was the card, and then that, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one, and then the birthday, and then that one. And then I don't have the one I posted while at Gunbate on here. But yeah, I think that one's new. So we'll go with that one, and I will export this to post after the stream. And yeah, I'm just gonna switch back to just chatting here. We don't need the tablet anymore because we're done with the drawing. We actually finished one this stream. Wow. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't bring Ember along. I mentioned this during the panel, which I'll be posting this week if I can get it edited. But yeah, I did not bring him to Gunbutt Day because yeah, Fire Puppy plus hotel sounds like a bad idea. But yeah. I'll be posting that panel this week, and I feel like it's really late now and I didn't think about this, so I will post the schedule tomorrow and we'll go from there. So keep an eye out for the schedule tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll put the panel upload on there. I might just do it randomly when it's done, but yeah. Yeah, I hope I can come back next year. That was really fun. And maybe I'll like streamline things a little bit better. I want to get the TV because Lilith had the TV for her VTubing panel, and that came out so much better. But yeah, I'll stop rambling. We're gonna cut off the stream here, and until next time, may your heart burn bright. Bye, everybody.